Welcome into today's 820 show. Another installment, another entry into your blockchain of resilience, your open journal, your public ledger that you and I are sharing right now that cannot be corrupted or duplicated. This is new. New for me, new for you, for as long or as short as this moment will be between us. Today, let's call this topic poverty and resilience. And again, I was inspired by reading this from Mr. Ryan Holiday. Something came out, I think, a month ago. So let me start with this quote from his writings. Quote, "There is a form of poverty that is not having enough. This is a real and tragic problem. A stroke of bad luck, and often a social injustice. It's a shame the way that society looks down upon those who are struggling, as if it's always their fault, as if it says anything about them as a person. But there was another form of poverty that Seneca talked about, and in fact knew it himself. And it was from this form that actually was pathetic. The poverty of wanting too much. The poverty of wanting too much. All Seneca had to do was look around Rome to see it. There's a famous story of a man in Nero's court who threw himself at the emperor's feet, crying that he was down to his last million. "My God," Nero replied, "how can you bear it?" Sadly, this poverty is all too common in the first world, perhaps even in your social circles. People who make good money, but spend it even better, whose appetites outpace even their enormous incomes. In many cases, their poverty is self-inflicted, the result of a lack of self-discipline. There are also the people whose poverty comes merely by comparison. Although they have quite a bit, compared to others, they have only a little and thus feel poor. Both of these forms are not only pointless and irresponsible, but they also are an insult to the people who are actually struggling. They're an insult to people who have the misfortune of not being born into money or not working in an industry whose fortunes or where fortunes are readily made. They're an insult to philosophy too, as Marcus Aurelius reminds us, because so little is actually needed for a good and happy life. The inspiration for Poverty, because of where you are born and what's happening in the world, is tragic. Poverty, because you are entitled, reckless, envious, or insatiable, that too is tragic. Just the kind that doesn't deserve any sympathy. Unquote. In reading that, something else popped into my head from my brother, Larry, from Pensacola, told me. He would say, no matter what's happening today in his life, good, bad, always new, he would say, no sad stories here, brother. No sad stories. We all go through things in this day, this life, in this moment. And each day, each moment is new first, just like with each breath and heartbeat. Perhaps you can categorize this breath or moment or instance as good or bad or somewhere in between. But it's all new, without the adjective or explanation or an expectation assigned to it. So whether this new thing today for you is good or bad or whatever you choose to call it, there's no time to tell a story about it, about how great it is, about how sad it is. No one really cares, and nor should you, because this new will pass on to the next new if you get another distribution of grace after this moment. If you choose to apply a model or metric or example process of observing each and every new experience in this new day with a perspective of non-attachment, non-judgmental, and non-resistant. It's not that you don't care about what happens or appears as good or bad or indifferent. Remember, every moment, every day is new. You just don't get yourself hung up in attaching or resisting or judging anything. That must pass, and that you must learn from, listen to, and share in your expression of your own presence. Another form or aspect or lens into resilience, without boasting or talking about how sad things appear right now. How about putting the exposure, the experience, up or down as just a brief passage on your journey where you cannot stay, but where you must continue forward from. And with the understanding, the experience now of resetting with your resilience. As we close out this discussion today, I want to go back a bit to that statement by Mr. Holliday about poverty, of wanting more, wanting too much. And towards the end of his statement, he was saying those who are leaning more towards this woe is me poverty, I'm not having more and more in comparison to someone else or in competition with someone else. I agree with him that that is a plague that is affecting all of us. No one knows what I have versus what you have. I don't know what you have versus what I have. I'm trying to figure out what I have, but not what I have. Do I have everything, every grace that I need? The answer is yes. And the answer is yes for you too. The needs are being met. We're not in poverty. We're in abundance with the constants that are created and given to us for free. Maybe we should try to accept and allow that to let us live, let us love, and then give that on to whomever and all that we must meet in this journey. Stay present, stay current. Wherever you are in this world, please remember, it is always 8:20.